Welcome back to another episode on HADAL TV. Today we have a special guest. Before we dive into that, my name is Ahmed and alongside me,
Asad.
And our special guest, I'm going to let him introduce himself. What's your name?
My name is, I go by many names. Today I'm going to call myself by my government name, Mohamed Ismail.
He's exposing himself, guys.
Yeah, man.
Big time.
First time in a while. Peace Hammer Titan on all socials.
We'll get onto that as well.
But yeah, my name is Mohamed Ismail.
Nice. If you're new to the channel, also all of his other socials will be in the description. Make sure you just smash out the like, subscribe to all platforms. And Mo, where do we begin? Manchester boy? Born and raised?
Man. We're not born.
Uh-huh.
Not born in it. Man's born in Yemen, bro.
Oh, wow.
I was
Yo.
born in Yemen. You wouldn't have guessed that, would you?
That wasn't on the rundown this morning.
Yeah,
Took us back there.
Yeah. Okay. Born in Yemen, and then without even getting into too much details, at what age did you move into Manchester, UK?
Yeah. Well, we moved to Liverpool first of all for
Scoutsland.
yeah, not for too long.
I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not for too long. Came to Mani at about, age 5? Been there since.
Nice.
man.
2000 and what roughly, without disclosing your age?
I don't mind disclosing my age.
Yeah, go on.
Personally, but it was 90.
We're a bit sensitive.
It was late 90s.
Oh wow, late
Late
90s.
90s, yeah.
Did you just say late 80s?
No.
Yeah. If it is, then I look surprisingly young. I do know that. Yeah. But yeah, it's been. Yeah, I'm pretty much. I see Manchester as home. For me, Manchester is like, I don't see it as anything other than home. Like
Nice.
It's hard for me to look at anywhere else.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I think we're all like that, right?
I think we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
I don't really recall any other location being like home.
A home,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Pretty
apart
much,
from
yeah.
Manchester. So you're like a Manc basically.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, not born but bred.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So I've come to get to know your content on the socials, a little bit about Peace Hammer Titan. First of all, just explain to me what the name is, how that came about,
Well,
and what is it for those who
I don't know
know.
if you guys watch anime. I don't know if you guys.
I
Have
mean, I know
I'm not in this.
You know what? We
Ever
can just
doubled-
cut to this camera right now.
if you guys have ever doubled in it. So if you guys have doubled,
A little bit, I have, yeah.
I don't know if you guys recognize this.
That's looking like Attack on
logo,
Titan.
Attack on Titan, yeah.
And one of the, I don't know where it is, but I'm gonna get scolded for this by some of the boys. But yeah, go on.
Anyway, it's a scout logo for Attack on Titan. So anyway, one of the characters from, let's call it a character. One of the characters from Attack on Titan. When I was thinking of
A name?
like a name for my TikTok when I started filming, I was thinking, okay, I couldn't think of something that pops. I was thinking, a lot of people just go off like their name, or like, I don't have one of those simple names like Abdi. A lot of people go for like Abs319 or something like that, like really something basic. But I thought, I don't want to go down that route. I thought I need something that'll stick. So I thought there's a character called the Warhammer Titan, and I thought, Warhammer Titan. I said, if I just flip the war to peace and just slap that in,
Yeah.
and I just thought, yeah, that'll run.
Okay.
So Peace Hammer Titan, and then my content started off on. It wasn't strictly Attack on Titan, but it was like 80 to 90% Attack on Titan content.
I remember.
And then that's where it kind of, when it started to blow up, that's where it kind of just sort of stuck.
So when did you get into anime?
As in like watching anime or making anime?
No. Watching it first.
So watching, I think for me, my earliest memory of anime is like, for a lot of people, I don't know where you guys kind of sit on this, but I wasn't one of those kids that had Sky. So for me, any sort of all the proper like good cartoons that were on Sky, I'd have to go to someone else's house.
Okay.
I'd go to either a cousin's house or something like that. So the kids that had Sky, they'd have like they get to watch like Dragon Ball Z, all of this, because Dragon Ball Z was.
I think the whole Cartoon Network, so many channels of that.
Dragon Ball Z was not on terrestrial television, so I'd have to go watch that elsewhere. But we did have stuff like Pokemon, so I remember I was a huge Pokemon fan. I'm still quite a big Pokemon fan. So Pokemon, I'd say, was my first exposure to that.
Okay.
But we didn't really class it as anime. We didn't know. We just saw it all as cartoons. We just said.
Ooh, are you calling anime cartoons?
We would class, like, when we used to class them all as the same kind of box, innit?
Okay.
And then slowly, when we started to look at it from like cultural differences and started to look at, okay, let's start watching this in its native language. We would start to differentiate and say, yo, I'm just gonna go watch the anime. I'm gonna go watch the Japanese stuff in Japanese. And then that's
you guys
where
are doing subtitles on it.
bro, you have to, bro.
Do you know the amount of focus? I mean, I got into it really late.
I think it moves around so fast.
Let me ask you a question.
I don't watch any.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you watched Squid Games?
I watched the first season.
Forget Squid Game.
Did you watch it dubbed? Do not tell me
Ask
you
him
watched
about-
it
ask him about Money
in English
Heist.
dubbed.
Ask him about Money Heist, please.
You watched Money Heist dubbed English?
Yeah.
Bro.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the big deal is here.
Bro, it's a huge deal. Like the emotion. Yeah?
What? Like, I don't understand.
Berlin. Yeah, come on,
Bro, a lot of the language, a lot of the emotion and the culture resides within the native language. I think you have to watch something.
Bro,
Majority of the
subtitles
time-
for me is like I'll put in English and then I'll put in subtitles, and I'll have watch it from
Wait,
like,
you're watching it dubbed with subtitles?
You know they're not always
just in case I don't. Yeah, sometimes they don't. Yeah,
That's it. You know, I always, I do that. I'm watching it. I'm like,
that's
that does not
crazy.
translate. What's going on?
He would say something like, "Oh, I'm gonna go now," and then like he would say something else like on the subtitles,
Yeah,
like,
I'm out or
I'll
something.
be back" or something. I'm like, "Well, you just said I'm going. Well, why are you saying back?" do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's nuance in the language, man. You need to respect that. In my opinion, I think
I
if something
can't-
comes
I-
out
I
in
can't do it.
Japanese, I'll
can't
watch
do
it.
it.
I'll either watch it in Japanese first, I'll give it a try maybe in English maybe after, or I won't watch it. Or if something comes out in Spanish, like a Spanish movie comes out or a TV series,
Yeah.
I'll either watch it in Spanish or I won't watch
You
it.
learn a bit of Spanish as well, to be honest.
Yeah,
But yeah, not for me.
not for you.
I
yeah?
get too
Foreign
lazy
language
reading
is
it.
not for you, yeah.
No, but it's not about the language. It's about me have to concentrate on us like on the screen, like reading it. Do you know what I mean? It's
You know,
like
the amount of times I have to
can't do
rewind
that.
because I'm just
You missed
biting
something.
into a burger or something.
So you turned 1 second and you're like you missed like 2-3 lines and you're like, what is
You get used to it after a while.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
do. I mean, I
Takes-
do
yeah.
anyways.
I think it takes a little while, but you get used to it.
But some people actually do use it subtitles non-stop on everything.
Yeah, I think
And
I'm
for them,
that.
it's like they get used to it because obviously you're training your mind in it.
Yeah.
I can't focus on it too long. For me, it's like I'll just get bored reading it. I'm like, forget it. So I had to change the language.
No, it's fair. It's fair.
Fair enough.
It
fair
makes
enough.
sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I think it's.
The logic is there.
I think lazy TV. I don't believe in like. I don't believe that lazy TV should exist. I think it does exist. I think people now tell me. Too many people tell me. I put this particular TV show on in the background when I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, why don't you do that instead?
No,
Why
it's-
do you have to watch
It's
TV
like
at the same
white
time?
noise.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
crazy.
white noise in the background.
I can't. Look,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do like
I lose focus.
not everything requires a multitask.
Can you eat without a show on the TV?
Yes.
Wow.
I have to watch.
If I'm like, it depends what I'm
I'll put
doing.
something
So,
on.
so
There
you're
are
just
several-
eating in pure silence.
It depends. There are like
No,
several
just,
things in
no,
it.
no. I'm saying just in general. In general, You've
Not
got
all the time. Sometimes there'll be audiobook.
No, I'm saying
sometimes-
nothing.
All right, let's say there's nothing. Yeah,
You've ordered pizza. You got your drink.
I can
chips.
scroll my phone.
No phone.
Read. All right, all right. all right.
You're just eating. Can
There's-
you
there's
just stare
times-
at look at that TV, just stare at it.
Let's say there's times where I'm tired. Yeah, let's say after football or something, or after a gym, I can eat without nothing. I can eat with like
But that's sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, most of the time, like I have to when I make some food, put it on the
Can
table.
you do it like with nothing on?
The hell no.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I put something on the table and I'll just flick through.
Or
Once I
maybe-
find something, play that, then I look at the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm like eating at the same time. Or sometimes I put everything on pause until I find something to watch.
Is that weird?
It's not weird, but I'm like, there's people.
Don't be shy. If it is, just say it.
I won't
Let
say
us
it's
know,
weird,
let us know.
But I feel like there's people who say, you know, we put this on in the background. They completely
Yeah, I don't
kind
get
of
that.
visually
I don't
ignore
get
it
That's a bit weird. That's
Yeah,
a
I
bit
don't
weird.
get that one.
and be like, yeah, that's a kind of like they say, I'll deliberately watch a show that doesn't require a lot of attention in order for me to get something else done.
Nah.
I'm like, yeah,
All right, cool.
That's-
We've segued quite a bit here. Just 13 minutes talking about why he doesn't watch it in native language. Cool. So you started watching anime in the native language, blah blah blah, at that early age.
But it was English at first, yeah.
English at
Yeah,
first.
it was
I
English.
think it was Arabic for me. Crazy. That.
No, I want to hear that.
What?
in
No,
Arabic?
When I was in Saudi, bro, I nudged that. Bro, come on.
Yo, the Pokemon opening in Arabic.
It's
slaps.
crazy. Captain
Slaps,
Magic.
bro.
Come on. Anyways.
Bro, I can't listen to Arabic, bro. Especially when I listen to football, bro.
Why they
Oh,
always-
boy, it does my head in.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's brilliant, I think.
Brilliant.
I love it, man.
The guy doesn't take a breath. I don't know how they do it.
Emotion,
Yeah,
man.
mashallah,
You think there's a goal
and you're
happening every 5 seconds?
It's like, what's happening? Like, you like,
That is an issue, actually.
Yeah.
That is an issue. You can't turn away.
Why is he hyping that? I'm literally going to get a bottle of water. Why
bro,
is he
he's
hyping?
hyping when the ball is halfway
Yo,
line.
Bobo, yo, Bobo, yo, Bobo. If you turn around like, yo, nothing's happening, bro. Chill out.
My favorite word, he goes, Happy birthday, ya Mohamed Salah, happy birthday. It's not his birthday.
It's crazy, man.
Have you not heard that before?
I've not seen that one.
I'll find it for you. Anyways,
Oh
all
my
right,
God.
segue.
At least do your homework, bro.
So you watched anime early stages, and then at what stage did you start thinking, you know what, I'm really enjoying this, and I'm going to start making content?
It was lockdown. It was lockdown for me.
Ooh, beautiful. I mean, that's kind of like how this
Dude,
came about
that's a lot
as
of
well.
people, you know,
Yeah.
who did like just basically turn around and say, you know what, I'm gonna do something else in lockdown. After lockdown, a lot of we started lockdown, didn't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, that's what I said. That's how this whole thing came about.
Yeah.
Like, with lockdown, I think it was an interesting one because at first it was just, for my content wasn't really, I'd watch other people first. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what, yeah, they're talking about something I'm interested in already. I was already watching Attack on Titan. And I think what a lot of people don't understand was anime TikTok, they called it Anitok at the time.
Oh, wow.
Anime TikTok was huge. If you made anime content on TikTok at the time and you made half decent content,
Yeah.
your stuff was getting pushed. It was,
Yeah, of
there was
course.
the community was massive, and so a lot of people, like, there's guys that I know now. There's a guy that I follow. I think it's called Straw Hat Goofy. This guy went from making anime content. He now interviews famous celebs. He's now basically he does.
Does he go to like
presenting.
these Comic Cons and da-da-da?
No, forget Comic Cons, bro. He does presenting with like movie stars.
Oh,
So he's at like these events. He's at the
red carpets and whatnot.
red carpets.
Yeah.
So he's there when a new film drops. He's interviewing them.
Irrelevant if the movie's about anime or not.
Yeah.
He's sick.
This all came off the back of he was a One Piece
Anitok.
fan. He was a One Piece fan. Started making One Piece content. Became
That's
very good
just
at it.
nodding his head.
Pushed this stuff.
No idea what's
I
going
love
on.
this.
It's an anime. It's one of the highest selling anime of all time.
Yeah.
I
didn't know
yeah.
that part, but yeah.
It's the manga sales for it. The actual book is it's the highest selling of all time. So it basically he skyrocketed on TikTok, and now he's doing so well with himself. So this came off the back of COVID, yeah. So for me at first I was a little bit camera shy. I wasn't showing my face, and they were informative kind of videos of like what's happening in this particular episode. After a while I realized like I need to show my face, and otherwise this isn't really gonna it's not really gonna go anywhere. And then once I showed my face, a few videos worked. You get bored. I just started churning out videos. I've got quite an addictive personality as well. Like once I start doing something, I'll just do it again. So it went quite well from there. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. Top 3 animes?
Ooh, all time.
All time.
All time. Attack on Titan's up there. I can't come here
Okay.
call myself Peace Hammer Titan.
Yeah.
I'm not put Attack on Titan up there. Hunter x Hunter for me.
Okay.
Is another one.
I've
I don't
heard
know if you
about that
guys
one.
Yeah. Hunter x Hunter's up there for me. And the third one's always the hardest one to kind of put in there. Ooh.
I just want it so that it's on the record, basically.
All right, on the record. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Top 3.
So we've got top 2.
Top 2.
You know what?
Those
We'll come back to the
Come
end.
back to that, because that third one's hard. Those two are solidified for me though.
So someone like me, I got introduced to anime watching Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Now I can't watch other animes.
You started off at the top. That's why, man.
They've literally said, "There you go, Real Madrid."
Yeah, you started off at like what I would say is one of the best written stories outside of not just
Do you know what? Yeah.
not just anime.
I said,
bro.
just watch the first episode.
Okay, hold on.
Do you like fantasy?
Okay, hold on. For the average guy that was watching this,
Yeah, who
this
doesn't know
video
about
right
anime?
now,
Yeah.
I'm actually lost. I've got no idea what the hell's going on. You said you've been introduced to
Attack on Titan.
It's like Real Madrid.
It's like it's
Basically, it's like the best show there is.
yeah.
So is it based on like that, like 2 minute different shows, or
No, it's
what's
a series.
anime based on? Like, is it like, okay, so serious, like,
Oh, bro, come on, anime 101. Break it down.
okay, so is it okay?
Anime is a category.
Okay, so it's like watching movies.
It's like
It's like
comedy.
a TV. All right.
Okay, comedy
Anime is
or
not
is
a
it like
genre.
different series?
Anime is not a genre, innit? It's just the fact that it's drawn. It's a style of drawing It's a,
Okay.
It's
No, I get what they look like because I know I've seen them, right? But like, well, you said something about like
Attack on Titan being
that's being Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's
so what's so different from
Attack on
the
Titan
other show,
is
the
the
other ones?
series.
the
Oh,
series
so
is
it's like
well
a Breaking
written.
Bad.
Yeah.
And then there's another one like
Hunter,
the Game
for
of Thrones,
example.
or so
give
you
me
watch
some-
the best.
So
You watch the best series
First.
and you can't watch the other ones.
Yeah.
It's like me watching Breaking Bad and saying I forget Better Call Saul or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Better Call Saul is solid.
They're a
but-
better series. I won't
So
say
now,
Breaking Bad's all right anyway.
now I'm getting you got what you guys talking about.
Okay,
All
cool.
right.
We're there. Cool. What would you recommend for me? I mean, I kind of went 3/4 into Demon Slayer. Pretty sick.
Demon Slayer is alright.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's kind of generic in my
yeah.
opinion. It's very visual. If you're into those visuals,
Sure,
it's very visually
Yeah.
appealing. And you're a photographer, obviously, so I think
maybe
it's
that's
got
why-
very masterful shots.
Crazy
It's
scenes.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Cool. We'll get to your third option at the end, and we're gonna just shift our focus. One of the main reasons why Mohamed Ismail, aka Peace Hammer Titan, aka am I okay to throw in your third nickname in there?
Yeah, Capman.
Capman. There we go. You guys know him as Capman. Is here because he actually won the HADAL TV Fantasy Premier League. So we're just segueing a little bit into football. We are going to come back to his third and final choice in a moment. First of all, how long have you been playing FPL? How many have you won? And how did you just take this one? Like you was ahead by quite a lot.
I started playing FPL in 20. What's the season that Lukaku signed for United?
Oh
I
wow,
don't know.
that was years ago.
17, 18, I think it was.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't think I was playing then.
That's the year I started because
I started way before.
prior to that, I didn't know FPL was free. I just assumed everyone was like paying
for
money
it. Paying like
for this
5.
stuff. So when
wow.
my boys shouted me and said, "Yo, let's do FPL," I was like, "Okay, you guys trying to, I'm not really trying to do all of this, innit?"
Trying to spend some money.
And they were like, "Nah, it's just." I was like, "This is free." So I'm looking at the game, I'm just looking at all of this. I'm like, "Yo, all this time this was free." I was like, "What the hell have I been doing, man?" So then I got into it from there. I've won like the mini league that I'm in with a couple of the guys.
Okay. So you got a feel for
Stevie
it.
and them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've won the mini league a few times with that one.
A few times.
Yeah, with
How
that
many people in total? Like 5, 10?
How many of them? I could check for us now, I think.
No, it's fine.
How many of them?
Just a rough
About 10,
guide.
About 10.
About 10, okay.
Yeah, I'd say about 10 of us maybe.
That's still solid. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I've got a few mini leagues. Apparently, I cheated, but I'll go into that later on. Bro, I'm gonna ask you that question. But so you want to? How do you cheat in FPL?
You
can't.
You can't, right?
You can't cheat in
Okay,
FPL.
I'm gonna put it out there so it's it's in the public domain or whatever. Before the deadline, what I would do is I would go to other like FPL content creators,
Okay.
see what because they get the stats in it. They tell you the XGs. This player's he's about to get an injury. He's on 3 yellow cards. If he picks up another 1 or 2, he's gonna be suspended. Like all these stats
Yeah.
that I can't be asked getting myself. I'll get it off like whether it's content creators, Reddit, Twitter, Ben Krellin, all these people. So one season, I'll wipe these guys because I'm just doing all this heavy research. These man like, nah, that doesn't count because we do trophies and everything,
What do you mean doesn't count?
bro.
What do they mean, bro?
What do you guys mean? You know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say names.
You did your homework.
Exactly.
Yeah, what's
When you go to uni, you don't just go sit the exam.
yeah, and get an A star.
Exactly.
makes
Thank
no
you.
sense.
Anyways,
You put the time in.
so I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
That's not considered cheating.
that
Yeah,
doesn't work.
definitely not.
Cool.
doesn't really work.
But anyways, there you go. That clarified that. Going back to you, you won a few your mini leagues with your boys.
Yeah. They're not.
Have you
they're not
been-
happy about that? I've had similar accusations.
Oh,
I've had similar accusations.
listen, just do your homework, man.
I've even gone out of my way
to send them the homework.
I've sent them the home. Wallahi, exactly the same thing. I've sent them the resources.
So this is partly how you won this year as well, which I'm not
And this is
doubting.
the thing. I have resources that I tell people, listen, these are free resources that are out there.
Yeah.
There's information. All you need to do is
Search
put
it.
is put the time in
Yeah.
Bro,
and look at it.
I'm telling you, like, it's fair play. To be honest with you, I even forgot.
Yeah, I said just.
3 months or something like that. Basically,
I
didn't
said
take
wasn't
the team.
playing. Let's put it this way.
Bro, I think, who was it? Ahmad Diallo was coming back.
Ahmed Diallo.
Yeah.
Oh, for United. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
coming back from injury. How long was he out? Like 3 months?
He was out for a bit.
He
was in
you
my-
had him in your team. I remember this.
He was in my first. He was in my first squad. He was in my first team.
You can't do that, man.
Bro, I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
play.
Yeah,
the time,
yeah.
took a time off
Yeah, yeah. That's
to a
wild.
point where Nas was messaging me non-stop.
Yeah.
44 from all the way from Dubai. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you got it. Because I was giving him so much shit at the beginning because I was like third or fourth. But yeah, I kind of
I
slept
don't
on
know
it.
if you guys noticed this season. I'll tell you something crazy. This is. I accidentally took a 60-point hit.
I think you told me this off camera some time
How?
ago. He thought he pressed a chip.
I thought I pressed wildcard.
He
So
changed his
basically-
whole team.
So you know how you.
When you-
Yeah, they use workout, right?
So with your wildcard, so
You have to
generally what
press it.
people tell you is, you activate your wildcard. Don't activate it immediately. Make your changes first.
Yeah. And then
That
use that as a
way-
wild card.
Because that way
It locks in
You
the.
can get your price changes in. So for example, let's say you've got Isak. Isak is gonna rise in price tonight.
Yeah.
If you buy him now, before the but don't press wildcard, you can get him in before his price rises. Okay, but you haven't pressed wildcard yet. You get him in, but then I kept doing this with loads of players I bought. I made 16 transfers.
Oh, that's the whole team.
In one
11.
time or different time?
12,
13,
in
14.
one game week. That's a minus 60.
So
in terms
you
of
change
points.
your team all the way around +1,
Because what it is I'll change a player. I'm like, ooh, I don't want him.
and then you
know.
change him. Yeah.
And then I'll change him again. That's another -4.
But you still
So
won
60, so then,
with a 60
and then
point
so what
hit.
happened was on the day, my daughter was starting her first football class ever.
Okay, we're blaming our children
I
now.
got
Crazy.
So I got gassed in it.
Bring
It's,
the big guns out.
it's Saturday morning. No, deep it. Your daughter, first ever football class. I got her the
Daughter,
new
it's not
United-
your fault.
The new United kit, everything. I took a footy.
Oh.
I checked my FPL. It says you are on a net of -13 points. I was like, excuse me. I was like, how can I be on minus points? And I realized I took a -60. I didn't press
Wow.
wildcard. Bro, my head was spinning. Bro. I dropped from first. I was in first in the league.
Yeah.
And then one of the other leagues, I went from first to like 20 something, bro. It just fell.
Peak.
How
I went
many?
from overall ranking? I dropped from two. I was at 190k in the world.
Yeah.
I dropped to about 4 million.
What happens to the guy who wins it?
Oh, they get like prizes sent to them and everything.
He gets flown out like a bad bee, bro.
Yeah.
They fly him out. They say, come through. They
Bad
get him,
bee.
they fly him out.
Yeah, they get the whole shebang. First,
get,
second, and third, I think. Yeah.
I don't know about second and third, but they fly him out. He gets to go to a game of their choice and some other shenanigans. I don't
Imagine if it was a United fan and he goes, yeah, I want to watch United, bro.
Because a lot of them in other countries, man.
Yeah.
Random
I'll be watching River Plate or something, bro.
That's wild. So, I've seen you in other mini leagues, Group of Death. How many years have you been in that one? That one's a bit crazy.
I forgot who added me in. Someone added me in.
Bro, I remember the
someone
night.
gave me that one. I like that group.
That group is
It's
solid.
funny, you know.
Bro,
I like that one. I like that one.
Have you won that one before?
No, you know.
I
think might
remember-
I've come second. I've come like top 5 most of the time.
Sick.
I might have won one.
You know
but
how-
I think the year I did really well. I don't think I was in that group. There was one year I came 42k in the world.
What?
I wasn't in. I don't think I was in group of
You know,
death
there's
that
like
year.
8 million players.
There's 11 million now.
11 million.
I
Wow.
think 8 million. I think it
Couple
grows
of-
by like a million
Yeah,
every year.
Yeah.
Like 11 million.
I won that once when I was accused of cheating.
Group of Death?
Yeah.
Do you know, I actually was there the day that we opened that group.
With Chiha. Omar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
It
in
was,
charge of that?
it was me, Sadiq,
his brother?
and his brother.
Yeah.
Like I think it was Sadiq's idea to open together. I think his brother opened or Sadiq opened. I can't remember.
'Cause
But
I
we
got
were
the
like,
code of
there was
the
about
brother.
it was all about 3 or 4 of us in that group, and then
That's been going on for years.
and it just went on and on and on and on. I think,
What year did that like start?
bro,
Roughly?
you know, if I can remember, my first name in that group was the King of the North. I think,
That's solid.
Gas of Game of Thrones.
yeah, I think 2004 was it?
Why are you asking me?
4.
No, it wasn't 4.
Bro,
When did Game of
wait,
Thrones
wait.
started?
Game of Thrones did not start in 2004.
Yeah, so we started later. Sorry,
I was a child, bro.
Game
That's
of
all I know.
Game of Thrones started
maybe
Is it 7?
In
10.
like 2010, 11.
I was in college.
Season
I remember
one-
being in college or something.
Season 1 started in
No, not
2011.
college.
Yeah, so I think it started maybe 2 years before that. Because I remember my name being the game King of the North for a while. So I think it started maybe a year before that or 2 years
Wow, so
before
we've been
that.
running for a good 15 years.
Yeah.
Solid.
And there was that many people in it.
Playing for that long.
I wasn't.
No.
The panel.
I don't think when I say I said
I was in it for two seasons
I
or
said
3
just
seasons.
I said is there for vibes, innit?
Yeah, bro. You know what, yeah. I was in it for 2 seasons.
Fair enough.
First 2 seasons I was in it. And then I was in for banter after that. I was calling myself King of the North because the Game of Thrones started at that time. And then that was it. And after that, I just kind of faded away. And I could see like those people in it from everywhere. And all the boys at that point, they all moved out of the country.
Yeah.
I mean, Olin moved to Minnesota. Abdullah moved to Uganda.
We're just dropping names, right?
Guri,
Cash,
yeah, Guri moved to Dubai. You know what I mean?
Fairs.
Everyone just moved around the world, yeah. And then everyone was still in it. So it was like a way to like everyone
Just to
still
still
in
being like
yeah,
nice
still in the
little
same
community.
group. And it's like,
connected.
so it was still fun, but yeah, I just kind of lost interest in it.
So
I think the only time I came back into it, it was just when we started the new one.
if you're gonna banter, yeah, you know the best way, at least be that guy. Because my favorite kind of FPL players.
The guy who forgets to change his team for like 5 months.
I like the guys who put like a Maverick captain on in it. They'll do like a triple captain on like a Johan Wieser, and then on that week he'll score like a brace and an assist, and they'll come out shining, bro. At least that week you can put up, you'll be like, yo, look what I did in it.
Yeah, I was trying to
You know
take.
what I mean?
I was trying to take this one very seriously, but I just lost interest at the summer, halfway through the point.
So what's your sources? That's what I want to know.
Like for me, I'll share them out there. Like there's a few, like there's one website I use called FPL Game Week. So what that basically allows me to do is, it allows you to basically view your mini league in like a really easy way. So once the game updates,
Yeah.
I can see what everyone's I can see everything,
Yeah.
and then it allows me to see basically all the let's say all of us are in a group. I can see what transfers you've made.
Okay.
I'll click on it. It'll say, for example, Spider's taken a -4,
Yeah.
and it'll say what this -4 was.
So it's like, is it like in a more of a graphical format or
It's
on
just,
a website?
It just makes it easy. And then it's in like a real-time update. When someone scores, it shows me the points right there off the bat.
Yeah.
And it'll show me the bonus points.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's an app that I have as well, Fantasy Manager or something like that.
So
does something similar.
It makes things a lot easier. There's also there's a bunch of free websites where you can use just to look at the data.
Yeah.
For example, for that game week, you can look at very simple things. For example, I don't think XG might not be like a really good way of looking at it, but you can look at if you've missed the game. I think the easiest way is to actually watch the game. I think eye test is phenomenal.
That's it.
I like to watch a lot of football, particularly if there's a player that I want to get. I'm like, okay, I'm targeting this guy. I will watch, bro. There's times where I'm sitting down, I'm watching Brentford, bro. I'm watching Brentford v Spurs. I'm like, why am I here? It's just for FPL purposes.
That's it.
If I'm being honest.
That's the reason why I didn't like it anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I was interested in it. Because I started rooting for other people.
But I like football
Come on,
enough.
De Bruyne, like just randomly.
Nah, I can't
This is
do
the thing,
that.
though.
That's the reason why I left it.
I like football enough for that to be okay with me.
But I got to a point where United and Liverpool are playing. United were winning.
But you want Salah to score a hat
But
trick.
I wanted someone from Liverpool to score a goal because it was in my FPL team, bro.
And you want a
And I'm
clean,
like,
clean
what
sheet
am
from
I
Van
doing
Dijk.
with this
You need to
nonsense?
obviously, you got to mentally control yourself. in that
Nah,
sense,
bro.
innit?
I got to a point where I'm thinking, this is distracted my weekend football. I need to go hardcore on United and say, F everybody else.
Bro, United. I mean, we could do a whole segue on this, but
And on it, like, you need to emotionally detach yourself a little bit from the game.
I can't
And then
support
be
the
like-
teams.
And then be
I'm not doing
like,
that.
nah. That's what I mean. You need to emotionally detach yourself. But then when you watch the football, you be like, okay, cool. They're playing really well.
Yeah.
Why are they playing really well? So on and so forth. When this guy plays, he plays really well. Like, I remember one time, towards the end of the season, Brentford had this right back. I was just jumping into their box. He just literally, this guy, when they attack, their right back is just running into their box. I'm like, okay, what happened to their old right back? I do a bit of research. I think he might have been injured. I don't remember. So this kid called Kayode is playing right back for them now. Every time they attack, this right back is chilling in their box. I'm like, I'm getting him in. From an attacking perspective, I see a goal coming. I sniff something out. He got me a clean sheet anyway. I think it cost like 4 million. He got me my clean sheet. I think it cost like 4 million anyway. So it's little things like that. Just from watching it, the data won't tell you that.
No, it won't.
But just from watching it, you can sort of
Sometimes I
sniff out these little things.
Sometimes I just don't buy the data. For me, especially when I'm looking at it. Like I had Wood.
Chris Wood.
Yeah.
I think you got him a bit late.
Yeah, I got him a bit late, and then I sold him too early.
Yeah.
Because when I sold him,
Yeah, bro.
he started banking more goals, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
it's like, because I was thinking, surely it's gonna die off. Like he can't continue with this run. And I thought, nah, I need to get rid of it. This should be his last weekend. He ain't gonna do it again. Because I've had a good run with him as well. I sold him, bro. The next 2 weekends or 3 weekends, man was banging goals in still. I think one time he even scored a hat trick on it. I was like, what's going on here? But it's like, it's so frustrating. I was like,
It is, man. It is. This is why you need to look for trends.
I jumped early.
You need to, before you make any moves, you gotta look at the trend. You gotta look for trends and say, okay, cool, what kind of teams is he scoring against? What kind of teams do they kind of work?
Nobody expected that run they did though. Like it was just weird, didn't it? Like Nottingham Forest was just running like. I think they won like something like 8-9 games in a row.
They were like second or no, sorry, they were third for a long time.
They got so many goals, so many games together. And I'm just thinking, this is what? You're thinking, are they not dying off yet? They remind me of Leicester. The season they won the season they won the league.
Yeah.
Leicester were more attacking though. With them,
It's solid.
with Forest, they were just so defensively strong. They got tired. So when they run out of defense, when they run out of what's his name again? Aina got injured. You can't defend that the way they were defending, and they started letting goals in. So they started showing a few trends. That's what I mean. You got to look at the trends a little bit and say, okay, it might be time to jump off Forest, and then you got to go find someone else a little bit. Following the data sometimes, it's important. You got to know when and where. Or little things like, do you know when Palace started to go on the FA Cup run?
Yeah.
This is a mistake that I made.
I replaced him with Cunha.
I kept on Palace, and I should have jumped off a little bit earlier, because they were putting all their energy into the FA Cup and they won it. I would have jumped off a little bit earlier. I should have got a few other players instead, because they were not asked about the Prem. They were performing so well in the FA Cup and they were doing nothing.
On the Premier League.
And it's little things like that make a difference.
I think I replaced him with Cunha, and he got banned the same weekend.
He snapped this guy's glasses off.
Unlucky, man.
Yeah, that was one of them. Like it is what it is.
You can't do much about that.
Yeah. Cool. So you won the FPL, HADAL TV. Your trophy's on the way. Inshallah, we'll catch you in the next episode and we'll hand it over to you. Cash prize coming very soon in the post somewhere.
Inshallah.
What's the plan going forward for the next FPL season?
For the next FPL season, I like watching pre-season, you know. Like for me,
sorry to interrupt. There's a bit of pre-season and there's a Club World Cup. Are you following that as well? Or?
I've been following it, but I've been busy with the footy podcast that we started.
Yeah.
So that's been keeping me. I've barely watched any of the football.
Okay.
But when the pre-season starts, I like to look at how teams gel. I want to see Liverpool. I want to see where Wirtz is going to play.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where teams gel because I like scouting teams at the beginning of the season, using the pre-season, and then using that for a good start. I think it's very important to get a good start in FPL.
Is Cunha going to be in your team?
Again, I'll have to observe.
Fairs.
You have to observe.
Cool. So you've touched on, you started this new podcast, OddSocks Football.
OddSocks Football, man.
How did that come about? Was it like a group venture, solo venture? What's all that about?
A friend actually came to me with the idea.
Sick.
And then, because he was basically saying that, and it's always good to have those kind of friends who, they know you very well. Like, they've got a friend who they can give you, like, an honest opinion.
Yeah.
And one of the things he said to me was that he didn't feel like with the anime stuff that I was doing, he didn't feel like he always saw my true personality. He said, I've got a good personality for some of the stuff that we do now. And it might be going to a little bit of waste with some of the anime content.
Yeah.
And he said, maybe you should look at it from either doing a podcast or what else did he suggest? Like a live stream. And I said, I don't think I have time for live stream because live stream guys
do it time,
bro.
That takes time.
We all know who the king of live stream is.
I can't do that. So I said, I don't have the time for that. So he said, and then obviously he's someone that in the past, like we've discussed stuff like doing like an anime podcast. He's into anime. He's into TV shows as well. So we thought about a TV show one, but we said, you know what? A lot of our favorite TV shows, if we're being honest, bro, if we talk about TV shows, we're gonna end up spreading a bit of fitna that we don't want to. Some of the best TV shows don't always show some of the best stuff on screen, and we don't want to promote that. So we said, you know what? Scrap that, because we could speak about TV. Me and him could speak about TV shows for hours. We could sit down like this and speak for hours about TV shows. So then we said anime, but then he said, there's a cap on anime. Realistically, if we speak about anime, bro, it's only gonna go around in circles. It doesn't have the longevity that other topics do. So I said, what do you suggest? And he said, football. So I said, like, why do you see that as a venture? And he said, like, look at it. Realistically, the only guys that are doing it in a way that we can see the vision are a few guys in London. Yeah. And he goes, we're in a footballing city. We're in one of the biggest footballing cities
in the world, I'd say.
In the world.
Yeah.
He goes, who else is doing it here realistically in this fashion? Yeah. A lot of guys are doing live streams, but that isn't really going to be what we want to do. Yeah. So he goes, why not? There's a market there. And I said, you know what? You've sold me on this idea.
Sick.
But I said, a sacrifice has to come in one of those particular areas I already do. I said, perhaps the anime stuff has to maybe take a little bit of a hit.
So are you taking a break on the anime stuff, or is that...
Is
it fading out to...
There's always a place for stuff to merge, in a sense. Because, I don't know, you might not have noticed, but a lot of football fans are anime fans.
And mix them up a little bit.
Yeah, there's always a place for stuff to merge. So I don't ever want to abandon something. Yeah. So you always want to keep it there for yourself. But I don't see myself going as hard as before. Yeah. Because I do find this easier as well. Yeah. So it is something that I find easier. I've already put out a more consistent level of videos within the first month than I have with the other stuff. So nice. it's been going quite well. So alhamdulillah.
I like the name. Who came up with it? I haven't even explained it to Grandad. I think doesn't even know, and he's on it. Grandad doesn't even know. Yeah. So how do I start this? So basically, we had a little group of guys. Okay. And a lot of us, we used to refer to ourselves as OddSocks Pigeon Gang. I don't know if you remember. OSPG. Okay. Yeah. I remember Ahmed. Yeah, yes. Mo's brother.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that on his socials. I never understood what it meant.
OSPG, OddSocks Pigeon Gang.
Okay.
That's what it stood for.
And what was that?
So that came from
this is a whole segue.
It just came from a whole little segue. It's got his whole history goes back to as early as like 2009. Yeah. And it was just something as simple as, we got it from like, do you remember Tyler the Creator's old group?
Yes.
Odd Future.
Yes.
They were called Odd Future Wolfgang.
Okay.
So we took a little spin on that. We changed it to OddSocks Pigeon Gang.
Pigeon being UK kind of vibe.
A few of us were wearing like odd socks. People believed we were on crud. We weren't really on crud, man. We were, do you know what I mean? So I said, I like the backstory. If we bring that back now, it fits into football. I said, you know what? It fits very well into football.
Because people wear odd socks sometimes on match days.
Oh,
yeah. And I said,
it is what it is.
If it's into footy, let me slap that in there.
Solid. That's pretty solid, man. I'm excited for that and what's to come and everything else in between. Just taking it back to what we mentioned earlier, your third position for top 3 anime. Have you given it much thought yet?
As I'm gonna have to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, I don't want to give the generic Naruto in it. Like, I love Naruto, but I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna have to give it to Dragon Ball, man.
Okay.
I have to give it as a whole, as a collective, as its influence.
One of the old timers.
One of the old timers, man. Its influence on society is just huge. One of my biggest videos the biggest video that I've posted on Instagram was like a Dragon Ball one, and all the traction I got was from Mexico, like Mexico and South America. I posted a video on Instagram, and then it got 10 million views, and then just Mexicans just going crazy, like Mexico, South America.
Is that the one when you was at was it a Comic-Con or something?
There was a con here in Manchester,
and then you was doing these ratings,
I was doing a tier list board.
Tier list, that's the one.
And this girl powered off Goku from Dragon Ball.
Crazy.
Yo,
I couldn't believe
the
that.
South Americans.
I've not
mental.
watched Dragon Ball Z like fully.
10 million views. That's
Yeah.
Yo, the South Americans.
But if you
insane.
know like who that character is and you powering that person off, is wild.
Bro, after Yamal won the Copa del Rey, I think he had Goku as his display picture
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, man.
yeah.
So like,
That's crazy.
Like, this is big, man. This is big. Like people don't. These South Americans as well. They don't play about it.
Yeah.
Can you
They
imagine?
don't play about the anime. You know.
Yeah, I
They
can
don't play
imagine.
about the anime.
Solid. Mo, it's been a pleasure.
Alhamdulillah, man. Pleasure to be here.
Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Inshallah, yeah. Whenever
Round 2
you guys give me a call, man. Whenever
before the season starts.
I start doming this league up again.
Yeah, and I think next time
Give me a call,
it's gonna be strictly Manchester United.
Oh, we're gonna just dive into United.
I'm
yeah?
down for that.
Or let's just look at like we'll do that because I think
Let the transfer window spice up a bit more, and
Inshallah,
we'll
it does
take it
up
from.
yeah, there's
better
a
do,
lot.
'cause
There's a lot to
otherwise-
talk about there, and I think it will take us a couple of more hours anyway. But
That's
obviously,
it,
all the people that wanted. Before we go, let me ask you one simple question:
Okay.
Garnacho, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, and Malacia.
All need to go.
All 5 of them said that they wanted to leave Manchester United.
Yeah.
Do you think they said it, or do you think they've been told find somewhere to go?
I think they've been told, you know.
I think, isn't that what the news was that broke
News
out?
was saying
They've
they
been told-
asked for they informed Manchester United
No,
that
no,
they wanted
no.
to leave.
I
No,
think
that's what the news was saying.
I think you're right.
That's
but
what the news
think-
said.
I think.
But I thought it's the other way around.
I think it's been spun because what doesn't make sense is the outlet also said their representatives were not happy about it. So how does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It doesn't really make sense.
It's like United put the news out.
I'm gonna put a stamp on this, and we'll come back to this.
Because this was been dominating the news. But
Yeah,
I
no,
think
no,
United put the statement out saying that they asked for them to leave. But I think it came from the club, not the
Absolutely,
players.
I agree.
Yeah.
With you.
So, but the media was reported as like they have requested they wanted to leave, and they've been granted an extra time.
To find another club.
Yeah,
Or
not to
find
come back to the
alternatives.
preseason.
Yeah.
I was thinking that don't make no sense. You can't
Bro,
ask for it to
bro,
leave.
they're not gonna
Who
find-
the hell is going to pay some of their wages?
Bro, no one's gonna find another club. If I'm sat on a fat wage, I'm not gonna.
I'm
leave.
not going anywhere.
I'm leaving, man.
Sitting on the bench, doing a Sancho. Anywho, I've been Ahmed. Next to me is
You mean Phil Jones?
Ismail.
Mohamed.
I said.
What do you say, Phil Jones?
I said you mean Phil Jones?
No.
He was a stealer. He was stealing a living, bro.
Hey, leave
Anyway,
Phil Jones
we
alone.
need to leave this alone.
Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.